Good afternoon, Gopupuri History Facebook page সকলকে welcome. A very special Sunday it is আজ কারণ আজ just a week to go before Christmas and Christmas flavor already কলকাতা শহরে ছড়িয়ে পড়েছে and we are all gearing up for Christmas and of course New Year of course and besides that today is a very special day because we have a lovely friends along with us আর বন্ধুরা সঙ্গে থাকলে কি হয় যে আড্ডাটা একদম অন্যরকম হয় অন্য মুহূর্তে ট্রাভেল করতে সে কারণে অন্য থাকতে পারিনি বাট আমি অবশ্যই রয়েছি গপপুরি হিস্ট্রি ফেসবুক পেজে এবং আমাদের সঙ্গে আজকে যারা রয়েছে টু লাভলি পিপল আমাদের ভেরি ভেরি ডিয়ার ফ্রেন্ড দ্য culinary commentator Rukhsana Kapadia and Suneha. Rukhsana, Suneha, welcome to Gopupuri History Facebook page because it is an absolute delight to have you over.
Thank you. We are so happy to be here with you today. We love the food that you make.
Thank you.
And we are very, very happy to be here, especially on a day that is as significant to us today.
Absolutely.
As it is.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Suneha. In fact, আজকের দিনটা ভীষণ স্পেশাল বিকজ আজ কলকাতা প্রাইড ওয়াক একটু পরে প্রাইড ওয়াক শুরু হয়ে যাবে এবং সেই কারণেই আজকে গপপুরি হিস্ট্রি ফেসবুক পেজে লাইভটা আমরা একটু আগে করছি সো রুকসানা ফার্স্ট অফ অল to both of you like today is a very special day and talking about pride and you both of you are wearing a Kolkata pride t-shirt so even more that is vibrant and colorful just as the rainbow color itself. So just tell us something about we know you and the entire the food fraternity know you the culinary commentator you are a food strategist it's all about food. So but what is the connection of food between you and Suneha that both of you are together for so long time?
That's actually a very fun story because the time we met, I was measly 40 kilos and she was 125. And essentially what happened, I used to eat to live,
Okay.
not actually enjoy food that much. But then again, post meeting her and her enthusiasm for food is so infectious.
Yeah.
She would take me around all over the place.
And we all got infected by that. I mean, she's one person who has already got me infected with food, and that's the reason she's one of the pillar support for Gopupuri History as well.
Absolutely. So that's how we, two friends catching up over food.
Yeah.
That's how we got to be into food and eventually I fell in love with food. Now I cannot stop.
Absolutely.
I thought you fell in love with me.
Well, Rukhsana, talking about food, I mean, how did the journey with food started off? I mean, because everybody, we always look at the career prospects in different fields, but how did food, play a very important role in taking it forward? That's what you're doing.
So, I come from a family which has spent the last 75 years feeding the city of Kolkata and I think food is in my DNA.
True.
I grew up in a household where the men were very good cooks. My grandfather, my father were the cooks in the family. I think that's the reason why I make friends with lots of chefs because they feed me. So I think food is about the connection it gives you, what it means to you, the comfort it gives you. And I think for me food is very closely wound up with a lot of memories, with a lot of moments and times of my life. And for me food is an expression of love. I mean at the end of the day I believe that when you've eaten a meal with someone you've shared something precious and it helps you to cement a bond between two people. So I think that food was my way of making friendships and letting people know that I love them and that they matter to me. So I think it's pretty simple actually.
And what is the chemistry between you and Suneha? I mean, like when it comes to food and when it comes to sharing, who is the person who is to cook and who is the person who eats?
Oh,
I want to take this one first.
Please do.
She cooks my goose and she has a radar for ordering the least tasty dish on a menu.
Okay.
And
No.
then I'm my food and then eating all my food up and I have to eat the dish that is not quite as tasty. So,
it's actually a special talent. She does not appreciate it.
I know,
but in
I
fact,
know.
well,
So
eventually she will.
that you need to nurture all together.
Absolutely.
So you all have spent a long years together and many more powerful years also already waiting of course. So tell us something about what is the chemistry of the equation of relationship? What is the chemistry between the two? I mean there are fights, there are love, there is sharing, everything combined together. So what is one quotient you believe Suneha and Rukhsana both of you that holds both of you together?
Actually, before anything else, she is my best friend. That's pretty much it.
True.
Right? So essentially, from the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, we share everything with each other. All the little things that you generally the first thing anything happens, you pick up a phone and look, this happens.
Absolutely.
So essentially, I think friendship is where the relationship kind of begins.
True.
We are each other's best friends first, and then everything else.
Absolutely, because that cements the bond together.
Absolutely.
And Rukhsana, talking about Gopalpuri Heshel, because I have said that both of you have been a pillar support the initial days when we started off, and still, you're already supports us and a lot, and that really helps us going forward. So, Suneha, I asked to you as well, Gopalpuri Heshel, what does the name signifies to you? If you just go by the name, what is the first thing that strikes on your mind?
When in your childhood you used to read all these stories from your grandmom, and cooking, this kind of brings back those childhood memories of all the stories that were told to you about food or anything else, So essentially that is what kind of the memory that brings back,
food from your grandmom's kitchen. Recipes of old.
Recipes of,
And we do try out recipes. So, Rukhsana, of course, to the viewers who are watching us right now, you have tasted Gopalpuri Heshel's food. So, what do you really think that we need to add on to that, or something what we can innovate? What do you really feel? Because your take on us is really something very precious.
I'm a purist. I genuinely believe that for me, food has always been a reflection of everything in the world around us. Our geography, our history, our socio-cultural background, our religion, everything comes into that plate of food that you eat at a local level. And I think what you do is to try and preserve and to showcase that. So for me, I would tell you, keep doing it. I'm a very voracious reader. I would tell you to talk to all the old grannies and granddads, find out more recipes that are more innovative, sometimes even ingredients, and keep doing what you're doing. I think you're doing a terrific job, and I love the fact that it's very menu centric, and I love the fact that you pick and choose 2 or 3 ingredients. And I've realized, studying your menus as I do every weekend, that you choose ingredients that are locally available to everybody, but you put a little bit of a special touch onto them by rediscovering and representing the age-old recipes. And I think that preserves the tradition of food, which is very important.
Absolutely.
So I think you should just continue.
Thank you so much, Rukhsana. In fact, talking about the recipes and menus, I remember Boleti, because next Sunday is Christmas, and Christmas is a very special day. And of course, we have curated a menu, which I'm going to read it out, and I would ask Rukhsana to have a take on that, how the menu looks like. Rukhsana, actually, what we have curated, the team Gopalpuri Heshel, we have brainstormed. So on a Christmas day, that is next Sunday, what we are going to deliver, the name of the menu is Bow Barracks and Heshel, the food from the Bow Barracks.
Lovely.
So we believe that a lot of Anglo-Indian families, as they stay together there in Bow Barracks, so we have curated 4 dishes in the menu itself. One is a saffron rice, second is a cabbage keema curry, which is a very significant of them. One is prawn bhuna, and the last one what we have curated is chicken vindaloo. So these are the 4 items or 4 recipes which we are going to showcase for next Sunday from the kitchens of Bow Barracks. So how does the menu looks like and the thought behind it?
No, I love it. I love all the dishes that you mentioned. And Bow Barracks is a place that has a tremendous culture and history of food, and it's actually like a perfect potpourri of very, very local ingredients. But given that colonial twist, and I think that you've absolutely nailed it with your menu selection. I love the idea. My only question is, am I invited for lunch?
You're not invited. You are one person who will, of course, taste it and give a take on that, because jara bondhu hoy taderke ami invite kori na. They are part of my family and Gopalpuri Heshel team family. So of course that is always a pleasure for us. Rukhsana, coming back today, 18th of December. Today is a very special day. Today is the Pride Walk, which is going to start in a few hours later. So looking back, if we say the Pride, Kolkata, and being together, what is your take on that?
I feel genuine pride at the fact that this Pride Walk is Asia's oldest Pride Walk. And I think that there are very few cities that are as warm and as affectionate as Kolkata is. I feel very blessed. Suneha and I have been together for almost 14 years. We've lived together for about 12 and a half of those years. And I think because we were here, the journey was so much easier.
I believe the people of Calcutta are generally so warm and welcoming, and also the the kind of response that we have gotten from our peers are like, wouldn't think that if we were not in Calcutta, it would be like this. So I feel blessed and proud and well, happy Pride.
Absolutely, it's a happy Pride, of course, because it's a very special day, and আমরা সবসময় এটা মনে করি যে রেইনবো ফ্ল্যাগটা আমাদের গর্ব, সেই প্রাইড হাঁটাটা itself is a very very special feeling because that holds the people together, builds up the solidarity, and it is the emotion that connects to people. Rukhsana, a very special day, Christmas is coming forward, so what do you perceive Christmas as? I mean, how do you celebrate Christmas, both of you? Is it a very family, warm, cozy that way, or with family and friends in a larger group?
Christmas is all about giving. And it's about the joy of giving and sharing. And people often ask me why I started my food writing journey. I said it's not always possible for me to invite 100 people to share my plate or my table. But when I write about the kind of food I've eaten or the experiences I've had or how it makes me feel, then I'm able to share that experience with so many people. And I think Christmas for me was always that. I've grown up being taught by the Catholic nuns. I have beautiful history with the thought of Christmas, because I was a girl guide, and for us Christmas was all about decorating the old age homes, going carol singing. I think again, I was blessed to be brought up in a culture that was very inclusive and that embraced diversity. Diversity and inclusiveness are words that are very fashionable today, but we were lucky that the kind of families we came from embraced it, and we've celebrated every festival. We celebrated Diwali, we celebrated Eid, we celebrated Christmas. Even now, except 2 years back, since my dad's been unwell, I would want an Easter egg from my father every year. Even though I'm a middle-aged woman, my father would trot off and buy me an Easter egg. And even now, Christmas for me is all about going and getting all my various favorites in terms of the Christmas cake, sending it across to friends, and generally just having a great time.
Lovely.
That's Christmas, and that's life.
Absolutely. The spirit is really on, because Christmas is all about sharing, Christmas is all about giving, and Christmas is all about celebration. So Neha, to both of you, thank you very much for joining with us, because it's indeed very special, because as the year is going by, 2022 is going to come to an end. It's a very special feeling that on December we have Rukhsana and Suneha with us. In fact, we have been longing for a very long time, and finally it happened, so we are even more excited, and wish you many more happy years ahead, happy Pride, and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy Pride to you too, Arijit, and thank you for having us.
We cannot wait for coming Sunday for the
Absolutely. Next Sunday,
menu.
absolutely Suneha, next Sunday মেনুটা তো অবশ্যই পৌঁছে যাবে। তার জন্য যেটা করতে হবে, একটু পরে আমরা ফেসবুক পেজে পোস্ট করতে চলেছি। কিভাবে অর্ডার করবেন দুটো নাম্বার তো অলরেডি জানা আছে, এবং কিভাবে প্রি-বুক করতে হবে সেটাও জানেন। শুক্রবারের মধ্যে প্রি-বুক করতে হবে, so that the food comes on Sunday, that is on Christmas. And Rukhsana, Suneha, thank you so very much for joining us once again, and it's always a pleasure having you over, and wish you a great 2023. And to the viewers of Gopuri Hishal, one single message.
Well, live, love, and celebrate by eating more food.
And above all, be kind.
Absolutely. So আজকের আড্ডা এখানে এই পর্যন্ত, কারণ একটু পরে প্রাইড বক্স শুরু হয়ে যাবে, এবং নেক্সট সানডের জন্য যেটা আপনাকে করতে হবে, অর্ডার করতে হবে। কিভাবে অর্ডার করবেন, দুটো নাম্বার একটু পরে আমরা ফেসবুকে পোস্ট করতে চলেছি, এবং তার আগে জানিয়ে দিই উইশিং ইউ অল আ ভেরি ভেরি মেরি ক্রিসমাস। দারুণভাবে ক্রিসমাস কাটান এবং সকলের সঙ্গে মিলে জমিয়ে খাওয়া দাওয়া করুন। দ্যাটস অল ফ্রম হিয়ার। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ।